Earlier this week, we got the last trailer for the Sonic movie. Not only that, but we've also gotten multiple TV spots and merch reveals since my last theory video. Strap yourselves in, it's going to be a huge one today. I'm going to cover theories on my final position about Metal Sonic, Robotnik's super form, Sonic's origin story, and the inclusion of the Death Egg robot. I'm also going to try to be piecing the plot together again with all this new information. I'm Moosebig7, and without any further ado, let's get into it. Okay, first things first, before I get to the new information, I want to finally address the issue of Metal Sonic. I've been going back and forth about this, and a combination of finding out that this Metal Sonic picture is actually fake, the reveal of the Death Egg robot, and all the information not even giving a slight hint to Metal has made up my mind. Metal Sonic will not be in the film, and the leak I previously talked about as the Sus Sonic Movie 2 plot leak is officially incorrect. Instead, Robotnik will build the Death Egg robot using his super form, I'll get to that in a minute, as his final super weapon. Additionally, I find no reason for Metal Sonic to be in the third movie either, as I feel like it'd interfere with the much more probable Shadow story. I made a video on that, so I won't retell my reasons here, but something I didn't mention in that video was the fact that the story might be too similar to Knuckles' arc in this movie, as in the game's Shadow goes to Sonic's side as well. But I think that the movie version of Shadow will either stay evil, or at very least do his own thing, no matter if it places him with or against Sonic. However, while some people have been theorizing that the red 3 in the logo for the Sonic Movie 3 means Shadow, other people have been theorizing that the red 3 actually means Metal Sonic, since if Metal Sonic would follow the design of the other Badniks, he'd have this red core in the middle, and maybe that's the red that's referenced in the logo. I feel like that's a little far-fetched, and the Shadow possibility is more realistic. However, I don't take the logo color as proof of inclusions for either, personally, as the logo for the third film, and especially the logo for Sonic the Series, look a lot like placeholders. I'm not quite sure that the red is really supposed to mean anything at this point, and a Knuckles-centered show most certainly won't stick with the name Sonic the Series. Secondly, I want to revisit Sonic's abilities, specifically his spin dash and the electric powers. I feel like, at least I've, kind of glossed over it, but it's really important. Sonic has some kind of special power besides his super speed that he hasn't been able to tap into / control quite yet as of the first movie, probably due to the fact that before he could be properly trained to use it, he was separated from Longclaw. As of the first movie, he can only tap into it when he has excessive emotions, as shown in the baseball scene where it first happens, the car chase scene where he accidentally uses it against the egg tank, and the climax, where he uses it a bit more controlled. However, in the promotional material for this movie, you see him using it quite a bit more controlled. He seems to be able to switch it on at will to aid him in his battles. He has also been seen rolling up into a ball to do more damage. I'm not sure if it was intentional, but I take this as a fun nod to the fact that in the original Sonic the Hedgehog game, not only couldn't you spin dash, but Sonic and Robotnik were the only characters. But, I digress. Additionally, Knuckles has a version of the electric powers as well that he uses when he's fighting. This version has more to do with his fists and feet, and while it helps Sonic run better, Knuckles' seems to help him punch better. However, Knuckles seems to be much more of a master of his powers than Sonic is of his. This implies to me that Knuckles grew up knowing about and being trained to use his powers, whereas Sonic hasn't, being separated from Longclaw before he was old enough. Adding to this theory some, this clip that I assume has only been aired on television since it's not on Paramount's YouTube channel mentions, quote, 2 orders of heroes.
There were 2 orders of heroes. They've been fighting each other for centuries.
Like Vin Diesel and The Rock.
Once I got past the obvious Sonic Heroes reference there, I realized that this is the biggest piece of lore revealed in the marketing yet. This is a huge piece in the puzzle of the Echidna clan from the first film, Longclaw, and Sonic and Knuckles' powers. My theory is this. Long ago, there were 2 orders of heroes, one that had a warrior with speed powers, hedgehogs maybe, and one that had a warrior with strength powers, echidnas. Those powers would get passed down from generation to generation. So I'm guessing both sides wanted all the power, or at least the echidnas did, so at some point they finally scored a victory on the hedgehogs to try to capture the speed type, if I may call it that. However, the speed type at that point was a newborn Sonic the Hedgehog, and the rest of the tribe, knowing that they weren't going to be able to win against the echidnas in this battle, gave Sonic to Longclaw to take to an island far, far away and raise him and eventually train him to use his powers. However, one day, the Echidnas find the island where Sonic and Longclaw live and attack, wanting to capture Sonic. Longclaw helps him escape, but is shot down in the process. So while Sonic never had any formal training, Knuckles has been trained and can utilize his power a lot more effectively than Sonic. I'm assuming, at this point, Knuckles was the strength type newborn in the Echidna clan. So while Sonic never had any formal training, Knuckles has been trained and can utilize his power a lot more effectively than Sonic can. His line,
"I am an Echidna warrior,"
when he twists Agent Stone's arm in the final trailer, nods towards this possibility. However, at this point it gets foggy because there has to be something connecting Longclaw and her people to the Emeralds, and something about Tails? He's the one who explains the 2 orders of heroes in the trailer to Sonic, so obviously he's in the know somehow. I'm assuming that he knows Longclaw or someone close to her, and now that Robotnik is messing around with stuff, needs Sonic to save the day or something. Chaos Emeralds. We know for sure that the Master Emerald will be in the movie, but we haven't been quite sure about the normal Chaos Emeralds. However, now, I believe there's enough evidence to say that the 7 Emeralds will in fact be in the movie. We also have hieroglyphics or whatever on the door of the Ice Temple that show 7 Emeralds all together. Additionally, Supersonic is officially and unofficially confirmed courtesy of old Ronnie McDonnie, so I believe that a good chunk of the movie will be Sonic and Tails collecting the Emeralds. Additionally, we actually see a non-Master Emerald in the trailer. A lot of people probably missed it, but in the shot where Sonic is trying to get away from the Death Egg robot, you can see an out-of-focus green emerald. This could be the Master Emerald since it's out of focus and closer to the camera, but soon after there's another shot where Maddie scoops Sonic off the ground just in time before the Death Egg robot stomps him. In that shot, we see Sonic holding the emerald, and lo and behold, it's not nearly as big as the Master Emerald. Additionally, it wouldn't make sense for it to be the Master Emerald, since at this point Robotnik is using it for a super form inside the Death Egg robot. I'll talk about that in a second. Anyway, unless the film is doing the Sonic Adventure 2 thing where the Master Emerald can shrink to fit in Knuckles' butt or wherever the heck he's supposed to keep it, which I doubt they're doing, this is obviously the Green Chaos Emerald. I believe that in this scene, Sonic has all the Chaos Emeralds, but has just lost the Green Emerald, and Robotnik's trying to keep it from it. Then he grabs it, Tom and Maddie save him and tell them that they stick together no matter what, and boom, Sonic activates his electricity through emotions again. This time, the electricity reacts with the 7 emeralds, supercharging them, and Sonic transforms into Supersonic. Here's a photo that serves as more evidence for this. Tom and Maddie lying on the ground looking in awe at a golden glow. Notice something about the ground? It's the same ground as we see in the trailer while they save Sonic from the Death Egg robot. I'm feeling pretty good about this theory, the same level that I felt when I predicted Rachel's wedding. Speaking of, can I get a like for the fact that I literally predicted Rachel's Hawaiian wedding with Shamar Moore's character, and the fact that Sonic will crash the wedding from an ice place by traveling through a ring before we even got a single teaser or trailer? Anyway, I'm guessing that this is the vacation spot for Tom and Maddie, and I think it's a wedding? Given this picture, I believe it's Rachel's wedding. I think she's having a wedding, and I think she's marrying this guy. No leak or reveal on what his name is, but my guess is that this guy is the Randall that will, and I quote, only be interacting with the human characters and specifically not Sonic. Alright, real quick, I wanted to talk about the implications of this shot here with Sonic and Ozzy dressed up. This looks like one of those shots of Sonic playing around his house, which I assume will partially be used to demonstrate how restless Sonic is getting. This shot in particular seems like it will be used to demonstrate how lonely Sonic is for a little brother figure or sidekick, so to speak, hinting at and setting up for Tails. Anyway, the next thing I want to cover is Robotnik's super form. These shots were, for me, the best part of the already incredible trailer. Here we see Agent Stone handcuffed to a chair as Wade writes him a ticket or something. Thinking back to my first theory video, there was a scene where Wade scooted up to the Mean Bean, so I believe that's where this is. You can see bar stools and part of the wall that looks like where the menu used to be. It looks like, after coming back to Green Hills and finding Stone, Robotnik transformed the Mean Bean into his base. Anyway, we see Robotnik teleport into the Mean Bean, fueled by chaos energy, and float out. Here you can really see that the base is the Mean Bean because you can see their green lights through the window. Anyway, Robotnik raises a hand and starts breaking stuff into debris, then sucks it all into this hurricane thing. This was very satisfying to get an answer to. In my first theory video, I was confused about what exactly the Chaos Hurricane was and how the AT-AT thing from the Story Wars fit into it. Now, I have a definite answer to the first one and a very probable answer to the second. Of course, we all know that the AT-AT thing turned out to be the Death Egg robot, something that I feel like I should have thought of. For my defense, we didn't have any trailer, and I was pretty sure that Robotnik couldn't have built himself up that big again in such a short time with so little resources. But now, we've seen that he has a whole army, plus a spaceship thing, plus a Death Egg robot in his arsenal. However, I don't think that the Death Egg robot was originally part of his arsenal. I believe he had the blueprints for it, but I don't believe it was created prior to him coming back to Earth. I believe that, especially with the Master Emerald's capacity of, and I quote, building and destroying civilizations, that Robotnik tears the debris from various parts of town to build the Death Egg robot around him in real time. The hurricane sucking in debris is Robotnik building the Death Egg robot with the power of the Master Emerald. And now, I'm going to try to piece together the plot for a final time. I hope you enjoy. After being left on the Mushroom Planet, Robotnik finds a way to make a lot of new badniks and machines and whatnot, finds and teams up with Knuckles, then comes back to Earth in an egg-shaped spaceship. Meanwhile, Sonic is getting restless with doing nothing and starts playing around recklessly in the house. Then he goes to the nearest big city to fight crime and whatnot. He's reckless stopping a car chase and drops a bomb into the sewers by accident and causes trouble, and Tom talks to him about it on a fishing trip. A few days later, Tom and Maddie are invited to Rachel's Hawaiian wedding, and they leave Sonic home with strict instructions not to get into trouble. Later, Robotnik rehires Stone, who has been working at the Mean Bean coffee shop, and turns the Mean Bean into his base. He then goes to Sonic's house for revenge, where Sonic and Knuckles fight, then they leave. After they leave, Tails finds Sonic and tells him something about backstory that the trailers haven't really got into, but in short, they go off to collect the Chaos Emeralds. Eventually, they wind up in Russia, where one of the shrines are. I'm not sure quite why it's important. Again, this is one of the things that the trailers have kind of kept shrouded, but whatever the case, Robotnik shows up with Knuckles and an army of Batniks. Sonic and Tails escape. However, Tails is knocked out, and Sonic calls Tom for help. They come out into Hawaii, crashing the wedding. Meanwhile, Robotnik and Knuckles find that the Master Emerald is on another one of Hawaii's islands and travel there to claim it. They uncover the shrine, creating a huge beacon, and go down to grab the emerald. Sonic sees this beacon and runs on the water to get there, possibly leaving Tails behind with Tom and Maddie. He then confronts Robotnik and Knuckles at the shrine and has an epic fight with Knuckles, but then Robotnik goes super with the Master Emerald and starts tearing down the shrine around them, betraying Knuckles to try to kill Sonic. He then teleports away to the Mean Bean, but Tails arrives in the tornado just in time to save Sonic and Knuckles. They then fly off to Green Hills. Meanwhile, Robotnik teleports into the Mean Bean to find that Wade has arrested Agent Stone. After dealing with Wade, he floats out of the Mean Bean to greet Gun and show off his powers. He uses his powers to create a hurricane to suck in debris from the town to build the Death Egg robot around him and go on a rampage. Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles show up in the tornado and fight Robotnik, but he pretty easily defeats them, battering them up and making Sonic drop an emerald in the process. Sonic tries to get it back and is almost stepped on by the Death Egg robot, but Tom and Maddie save him just in time and have an emotional scene that makes Sonic activate his electric powers again. This time, they react with the Chaos Emeralds and turn him into Super Sonic, and he beats the Death Egg robot. Gun arrests Robotnik and confiscates Sonic's quill. Knuckles takes custody of the Master Emerald and vows to keep it out of the wrong hands, and Tom and Maddie adopt Tails. Then, in an end-credit scene, it's revealed that Gun is planning to use the quill to synthesize a kind of clone of Sonic to use as a weapon.